When you talk about tyranny, when you talk about presidential power, I remember having the same discussion with Republicans when Biden was elected.
Y'all ready to see some Republicans get roasted by their own constituents? Buckle up, because it's a long one, but a good one. The people are rising up and the revolution is televised, or at least the social media equivalent. I have so many clips to get to, including this one of a veteran in Albany saying exactly what I think we all want to say right now.
You take the gloves off. You can't live for protocol. They're not playing by the rules.
We'll end with that one because it's the most positive and inspiring one at Paul Tonko, a Democrat's town hall. But boy, oh boy, do we need to talk about this guy. The man that the Tennessee Holler called a, quote, dickhead, Georgia Republican Representative Rich McCormick. I see where the dickhead comes from now. Because he got utterly destroyed by his constituents, as we'll see. But in order to fully feel that sweet, sweet catharsis of this roast, I just want to quickly remind you of something he said on CNN just a couple weeks ago.
I mean, how many people got their start in fast food restaurants when they were kids versus just giving a blanket rule that gives all kids lunches in high school who are capable of going out and actually getting a job and doing something that makes them have value, thinking about their future instead of thinking about how they're going to sponge off the government when they don't need to. We don't give people value. We don't give them the ability to dig themselves out when we penalize them for actually working and actually keep them on welfare. That's what's been the inner city problem for a very long time. We need to have a top-down review so we can get people out of poverty, because you know what? America's very good at creating jobs and giving people worth. And we've been very traditionally good at that, but we're losing our way. And that's when we give people incentives to stay at home and not work. That doesn't work for America.
But a lot of these kids aren't even of like working age. They're young kids, and as you well know, and also some of the kids at Head Start, they're like 5 and under.
Right, you stupid fucking kids. Pull yourselves up by your Velcro straps and diapers and get in those coal mines. That's how Rich thinks we make America great again. That and sucking Donald Trump's Rich McCormick. And boy, did his constituents clap back at him. And this is telling because he is in a deep red Trump district. And at his town hall, there were people lined up outside in overflow just to get in so they could sear him like a steak. Take a listen to this clip first.
Tyranny is rising in the White House, and a man has declared himself our king. So I would like to know, rather, the people would like to know what you, Congressman, and your fellow congressmen are going to do to rein in the megalomaniac in the White House.
I'm not going to give you my best foghorn leghorn response to that. But so you can go ahead and sit down. Thank you. When you talk about tyranny, when you talk about presidential power, I remember having the same discussion with Republicans when Biden was elected. The funny thing is, you're sitting here and a lot of you would probably say those January 6s who are yelling just as loud as you, who are upset just like you.
Bro literally compared his constituents to January 6 rioters. I gotta give it to him. I mean, I know Republicans are good at contorting themselves into human pretzels to justify their own beliefs, but that was a gymnast level flip to put it on Biden and his own constituents. And it continued. Because here is a different angle that continues after he says that January 6 bit. Take a look.
The funny thing is, you're sitting here and a lot of you would probably say those January 6s who are yelling just as loud as you. So yelling at me is not going to get any answer.
You are offensive to the people. You are offensive.
Point of order.
can do this, Congressman.
They are literally shaming him like that scene in Game of Thrones. I'm surprised they didn't start throwing stones. And this next one is crazy. It's a little hard to hear, but luckily someone on Twitter kind of recapped it for us. I'll play it in a second. But at one point, Rich McCormick says, "You don't think I'm gonna stand up for you?" One woman in the crowd says, "You need to stand up," and another woman says, "Don't bend over." Listen to this.
And you are doing us a disservice to set that down and not stand up for us. And
litigating court. You don't think I'm going to stand up for you? Stand up.
Did you hear that? She was so sweet about it too. She's like, "Don't bend over." And honestly, folks, this is just so inspiring. Look how many people showed up. Like I said, there was overflow, but you can see from this clip just how much people actually care and want to fight back in a deep Trump district.
we have no way to control how many people show up.
You could have picked a bigger venue.
We didn't have access to a bigger venue this time, but I tell you, we're going to all do it again. I win! Listen.
And that woman addressing the crowd was Rich McCormick's communication director, who was seen later speaking to that same crowd, stating that while Rick McCormick personally benefited from grants and scholarships, he doesn't believe young people today should have the same opportunities.
The congressman did say a phrase that was a mistake. He tried to share his life story. He grew up with a single mom. She was a secretary. They didn't have a lot. He put himself through school. He got grants and scholarships, and he worked from the time he could all the way until now. He's never stopped working. And he believes that the value of working and having a job is important for our younger generation, because he wants to help break the cycle of poverty and dependence on the government. Yeah. So, to your point, no, he doesn't want, hold on, give me a second, guys. He does not want children who are unable to go hungry and to have to, go out and work for their food.
Psych, he said that on CNN. We have the receipts, lady. Plus, your demeanor speaks volumes about the level of truth you are putting into those statements. And folks, there is still so much more. I couldn't even fit it all in this video for time's sake, but I do want to end on this absolute hero from another town hall in New York for Representative Paul Tonko, who's a Democrat, represents Albany. I actually had no idea about this guy. I'm going to look more into him because he seems like an interesting character. But here are the inspiring words from one of his constituents that I think we can all agree are exactly what the culture is feeling right now, even the Republicans. Check this out.
I'm a 20-year veteran teacher. As I said, I've been behind you in local stores. You came to the 100th anniversary of the Albany Library Branch celebration where my band played inside. Okay? I saw you on TV at NOAA. I saw you on TV at the Department of Education. What I'm saying is this. Somebody asked you what your red line was, and you said that the time is always right to go. Does that mean the red line has already been crossed? Because I think it has. If you ask us to show up, Congressman Tonko, we will show up in D.C. But it cannot be. We have to take the gloves off. We can't live for protocol. They're not playing by the rules. We have to take it to them. I saw you at those places, and I saw you next to Maxine Waters. Again, I was so proud that my representative was on the front line, right there. But I thought about Jimmy Carter, and I thought about John Lewis. And I know what John Lewis would have done. He would have gotten arrested that day. Make them outlaw you. We will stand behind you. We will be there with you. I will get arrested with you. I will do it. I visited my dad.
And that, folks, folks, is the energy that I am bringing with me into these next 4 years. And I hope it will be yours too. And if that sounds good to you, drop a like on this video and join the resistance by subscribing to Really American and help us continue to fight the fuck back. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.